now listening to INCRadio United Kingdom Satellite Studio.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. You are watching INCRadio United Kingdom Satellite Studio Wales, and I am one of your hosts for today. My name is Sister Isabella Dolumpinas, and with me is
I am Sister Lord Dolumpinas as well. One of your hosts today.
and yeah, so for anyone joining us here today, welcome. It's so nice to see you again on a lovely Sunday. I know it's already spring, but it's starting to feel like it's summer, and I don't get it. Why is it so hot all of a sudden and then it's really cold? It's not making any sense to me. But anyway, so for anyone watching us today, we encourage you to please pop your hashtag local congregation in our comment section below, and hopefully we can see you participate in our topic discussion for today. So we actually have one of our guests today. Our guest is
Please introduce
BZ.
yourself.
Hi everyone, so I'm Sister BZ. I'm from Norwich. It's good to be back. I always really enjoy these conversations with Isabella and Alora. It's really fun to be here again today. So yeah, thank you guys.
It's nice to see you again. Nice to
It's nice
join
to have
us.
you here.
It's always nice to have a guest, especially for like topic discussions, because it's always nice to see and hear about other people's
Especially busy. She always got something
you always
to say,
got something interesting to say. Okay, so currently it is 4:01 in the afternoon. Is it 4:01? 4:02 in the afternoon here in the UK, and it is currently 12:02 in the morning in the Philippines, which would mean that's tomorrow, Monday, 10th of March. Sunday, 9th of March here. But anyway, I know it's like really hot. It's really hot. I don't get it. But yeah, so we're just gonna move on straight to our topic discussion, which is
about planning. Like it's in the thumbnail says plan, but so we're gonna have a whole talk discussion about like how we're going to achieve our goals by the use of planning. So kick us off. Actually, no.
Yeah, so I know if you've seen the thumbnail, plan, that's actually an acronym. So there's prepare, learn, and know. Okay, that's our topic discussion for today. So I know Elora mentioned we're gonna talk about how we achieve our goals, and it's gonna be loads of questions. So I'm really curious to see everybody else's inputs on how you yourself achieve your goals, and if there's any tips that you wanna impart onto all of us here. We'd really like to see that in our comment section down in our YouTube chat box below. So
starting off, on a scale of 1 to 10, how organized are you when you are planning for a goal? So since you're here, you have to start us off.
I'll start us off. Yeah. So actually, if I really ever thought about it, I can't say I'm not organized when I'm planning for a goal, but I'm not like super duper mega organized. If you get what I mean? Like I know everybody has like different levels of how organized they are for certain things. I think for like goals, depending on say if it's a short-term goal, if it's a long-term goal, it depends kind of how organized you want to be. Personally, I don't really I only have short-term goals at the moment anyway, so I just have I'd probably be like a five if I had to put a number on it about how organized I am. What about you, BZ?
So let's say like on a scale of 1 to 10, right? 1 being not organized and 10 being the most organized. I would like to put myself on a solid 7. I would say that like I like to plan things around my deadlines, and obviously if there are big tasks I could like break them up into smaller pieces and stuff. But obviously when there's unexpected things that come up, you need to like adapt and adjust your approach. But I would like to say a solid 7, and I'd be interested in what you'd say, Elora. What would you rate yourself out of 10 in terms of planning?
That's so funny. I'm consistently like a 5, like only because like I like to do my best to plan. I don't really I don't plan too much in detail. I mean, like I said earlier, I break up the task in like smaller parts,
Yeah.
and then I have like a general like time frame. Like, okay, today, like this week, if I get my if I get this application done, like that's great. But like I don't have like a, like some people, they're like, okay, 9 a.m. I work on this, and then I go do it for 2 hours, and then the next bit like it's the second part, and I'm like, I can't do that. Like it just doesn't work for me. So I try to like, yeah, just plan like, like the just like a little, like just a bit of it, and then like, because sometimes, because some stuff comes up,
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh, completely like my plan completely like fall apart.
Yeah, like I have big respect for those individuals that kind of plan to a T and they can stick to that plan. Like I know so many people that say, I'm gonna do this something on X day or X time, and then they actually do it, and they end up doing it, and it's just for some, they just manage to be able to actually do it, and they put all of their like effort into doing that. But I know there's like some people, they have loads of things happening in a day, and you can't obviously prepare and plan for everything that goes on in a day, especially if there's other things that you're going on in the background. So I think like having that adaptability, see like why it's like a 5 for me. So you kind of adapt between like what's going on in your day, like having to improv what's gonna go for your planning for your goal. But yeah, so I'm like, what about you, Laura? Do you have like reasons, like another reason why you're on that note?
I just don't like planning. Like, I mean, it's important to plan. You
Yeah.
can't just do stuff without planning, because that's like a recipe for failure. But like it just stresses me out in general. Like having like I just, like I said earlier, I just literally plan like okay, I need this done this week, because I have deadlines or stuff. But I don't like I like to like be so kind of adaptable. I don't like really putting myself like in
Yeah.
like in a place that's not, then I'm gonna like that, like putting myself in a place that's gonna completely like for example, like, oh, I've only given myself like 2 hours like to do this. Like it just like, I mean, I guess it works, because like in the 2 hours you're gonna be super motivated to complete the 2 hours, right? But like I don't like putting like the time limits on myself unless it's really important, like a deadline.
Yeah.
Yeah, there really is like two types of people then. Definitely, like you've seen the comments now, have seen like both sides.
Yeah.
Like just really type A, planning to a T, and then just going with the flow on the other hand. Yeah.
Well, like depends, because if you're like hanging out with a friend that's like more, that doesn't like planning like more than I'll start making the plans, like okay, like my turn.
Yeah, it's like you're taking initiative on that.
Because if both of you don't like planning, we're just not gonna get
Isn't it like
anywhere.
you get pressured into doing it, kind of like, oh, I know they probably won't be able to like plan it, or somebody's gotta do it.
No, I had somebody like straight up told me, like, if you're not gonna do the plan, we're just not gonna have the hangout.
Oh, no.
I was like, okay, it's like okay, like I'll do the planning.
But I'm curious, BC, like, have you got like any ways you can remind yourself of your goals? Like without having to always open your book, or maybe if you have it on a device.
Yeah, like interesting question. Yeah, I guess if I were to like say perhaps using sticky notes or even writing it on my calendar if it's like a deadline or something, so that it's just visually right in front of you.
Yeah.
I guess you can't always have your laptop accessible at all times. You won't have it in front of you all the time. So putting it in places that you can easily see, I think really helps you, remind you of your goals, especially if it's like short term. Because for example, long term goals, because I'm still studying, obviously I won't have it written down in a tiny sticky note. It's just there in my head, like, okay, in 5 years time, for example, this is where I would see myself. But yeah, I guess sticky notes really helps, or just like having it visually there in front of you. Doesn't even need to be like written down. Maybe something that reminds you of your goal, like a book, for example. What do you guys think, Isabella and Laura?
I have that as well. Like, when I'm still in uni, like on my top of my desk is like a stuck on note that literally says 60%, because I need to graduate with a 60%.
exactly, yeah.
So I don't even need to like put like, oh, I need to do this. Like the 60% reminds me, okay, like I gotta lock in, like, because like if I don't, like I'm not graduating with a 2-1. I'm trying to get.
Oh yeah, that's true. Like personally, like how like busy you mentioned having sticky notes. You can like I did that when I was in uni, just sticky notes and everywhere. on my desk monitor, there was a sticky note on there that said, "You need to submit this by this date,
Yep.
or else."
Wait,
I've got that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how detailed is everybody's sticky notes? Like,
Oh,
Do you have just, like one-liners, or do you have like a whole like
need this by
proper
lunch, something like that.
paragraph in it?
honestly, on days when I'm locked in, I do have a little time next to it as well. 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Submit this. On 10 a.m. go to my next lecture. Walk 7 minutes to my next building. Some days I'm like that, but then there are other days where I'm really just like, okay, get this done. Box next to it that needs to be ticked. That's it. But I feel like it really just depends on what I do the night before, how locked in I am, like you said.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on what the goal is too,
Also,
isn't it?
yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
because if I know I can get it done in like an hour, like
Yeah.
especially something I've done for ages, like
Yeah, then you don't really need to write it down.
Yeah. Like, but if it's like, I don't like putting times on my thing. I don't trust myself.
Sometimes the time intimidates you too. Like, say you gotta do something by 10 o'clock in the morning, and you're like, "Oh no, it's 9 o'clock and I still haven't done it." And then you see the time, and it kind of gets you to like, suddenly you start procrastinating because you don't want to do it. But then also there's like cons. Like, if you don't put a time on it, maybe you're one of those people who are susceptible to like just losing the plot halfway through the day. Like, you just forget what you were supposed to be doing. So it really depends on the type of person you are and like your level of organization. Like, honestly, sometimes you don't even need a post-it note. You can also just do like maybe bulletin board or like a whiteboard.
Or even like I was thinking maybe like telling a friend or someone that's there, so that they can hold you accountable. Back when we did like CBI regularly, CBI is a Christian Brotherhood organization. It's something for students in university, high school, etc. We used to have this thing where it was like called an accountability method that we used to do, and we had to tell somebody what we were going to achieve in that like hour revision session, and then by the end of it, if we completed all our goals, obviously that's a tick and we'd be held accountable to it. So I think
there, sorry, I'm interrupting you, but were you there when we had that like study together?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, that
back
was
in like 2022, I think, because we connected all online on Zoom, I think it was, or WebEx.
Would have been WebEx,
yeah, one of those. But if you were there, it was exactly like the accountability things. Everybody there they would join like a room, and then they would put their goals like for that session, and then you could literally see people talk, like people like tick off like their checklist that those 2 hours.
Exactly, yeah. But that was really helpful because it was like for 2 hours you were able to get those goals done, and even little goals like that you don't think need a lot of attention, they were done. So I think that was a really good experience that we had, and I wish like we can do something again like that.
Like that, it is really easy to like discipline yourself like with these other people. Like that's the same reason why I comment like it's better if you like to work in a place where there's people. For me.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, honestly, having people telling your friends, maybe even your loved ones, even your brother or your sister, and just telling them, "Oh, I need to do this by today." And then obviously sometimes they notice you haven't done it, so they'll tell you, "Hey, have you done it yet?"
I have
that is also a good method.
Scheduled messages on like scheduled messages. You need to bring this like
yeah, like
9 a.m.
keeping
on,
yourself
like, a random
accountable is definitely one of the biggest parts of like planning for a goal and preparing and doing stuff for a goal.
I think it's just easier when you have multiple people like helping you, like I'm working on a goal.
Yeah, so definitely keeping yourself accountable. I know some people have like voice memos where they record themselves saying what they need to do in a certain day. I think I've seen it somewhere. I've seen someone they recorded like what they were gonna do for like the whole day, or they have some like an assistant read it out for them, like those text to speech ones. And then they're like, "Can you tell me what's my schedule for today?" And then they just goes through, and then some that's like another one I've seen for like, how do you see your goals without having to open your calendar, your journal, notebook, or even like any of your devices.
That's definitely an interesting one. I feel like you need to genuinely have good organization skills to have someone just read it out for you, and then you can remember it all in your head for the rest of the day. And I wonder how that would work when you've got things every hour, right? But that sounds really cool. I don't think I would personally record my voice though, because I feel like at the end of the day, I think I would end up forgetting to play it
Yeah.
back again, right? So yeah,
But
but that's
you
really interesting though.
save
That's another method that you
Yeah,
can do.
I've never seen it like be done in person, but I have seen it like you know, when you're just searching through the internet or on like video streaming sites. Some people just mention that, yeah, that's what I do to keep myself organized in a day. But honestly, like, so many things go on in a certain day. Like, do you guys, like, how do you stick to your tasks? Like, how do you discipline yourself when it comes to trying to achieve your overall goal, or maybe smaller goals?
Put on an app timer.
Yeah.
So look, there would be so much more hours in a day if people didn't use their phones.
100%.
Like I say that from experience, because sometimes it's like it's just so easy to open like something like social media, and then you're like scrolling for hours, and then
Oh,
like
yeah.
you eat up so much of your day. So like app timer is good. An app timer is good. At least, I mean, it's kind of hard to just completely go like cold immediately on that app, because
Yeah.
you know, if you've been like using it for ages, like as a habit. But if you put an app timer, it helps a bit. So that's one. And then like I'm waking up early as well. Well, to me, I wake up early for work anyway, but like I find like, to me, if I wake up earlier, and then like the day before I say, you know, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna do this and that.
Yeah.
And if I have that plan already, it's just easier for me to just not waste my day, basically, because I already have like an idea of what I'm gonna do, and I woke up early as well, so I have time to do it.
Yeah.
No, exactly. And for what you said about app timers, I would just say maybe get rid of the distraction, like just get rid of it as a whole. If
General.
your phone is
No.
I would just like right now what I do is, obviously because I'm staying at home, I literally leave my phone in my brother's room, and I'm like, I'm not gonna get it till I'm done with this thing for
That's
2 hours. And that actually really does help. Like with what you mentioned, Isabella, with using your siblings to help you to hold you accountable. Both of those will work as a pair. So I think yeah.
I go into like my brother's room, and then literally we just work in silence together.
Oh, no,
Like
that
it's so
works too.
funny. Yeah, like
That works too.
it
Yeah.
works, yeah. And then like I think at one point like I couldn't actually like do work because like my brother's not there.
That's
I've
actually
been
such a good, like,
conditioned.
bonding, like
Yeah.
to help you bond as well, just silently study together, and it helps you both work together and lock in. So yeah.
It depends on who you're working with though, because if
Yeah,
if both
yeah.
of you are chatty, it's just nothing's
Nothing's
gonna
gonna
happen.
happen.
Yeah, so I was gonna ask, do you work well then with Isabella or with Ivan? Who do you work better well with?
Probably like Van.
Ooh.
Probably with the Van, because
I think when
I
I was
love
in
talking.
uni, they
Mm.
weren't in uni yet. So they were
Right.
going in like what was it? They were going in school physically.
Mm.
So it was just me going away, and
Mhm.
honestly, yeah, I didn't do much studying with my siblings. And even when it was COVID, it was more like I preferred being by myself so I can focus, because just having somebody else in the room with me was very distracting, especially like if you're somebody struggling with high stress situations. Just the littlest things kind of like set you off. So
Mm.
like I preferred just myself in a room, no music,
Mm.
no music, windows like wide open, everything open, and then that's how I usually do my studying. And then in terms of like the topic itself, like if
but like
things don't go to plan, how would you discipline
how would you like
yourself?
set yourself back to like thing, because for me, like I'll start now. For me, it's like if I don't do it, I mean, it depends on what it is. Because if it's like something about deadline and you didn't do it, oops, like, you know, you gotta just reap the consequences
no.
of your actions. But but for stuff like I want to do this today, or like study this amount of hours, and I don't do it, like it's kind of like, for me, it's like I used to actually like what do you call it, uh like just like, oh, if I don't do this, like I literally hate myself. But like now it's like, okay, like, you know, but that doesn't work.
Not hate yourself, but more like, oh, I'm going to have to struggle with the consequences
Yeah.
of my actions
No,
It's
later.
just the feeling of being disappointed after not
Yeah.
getting it done. Yeah.
Yeah, or just I used to like actually like, oh, if I don't do this, like I'm just not gonna play like this game like the whole weekend. And I like, and like now I used to like not like have to cut my relaxing time because of that. But then now it's like, no, if you don't do it, it's just like okay, like if I didn't do it today, I'll pick myself up and just like do as much as I can like today, even if I only have like 1 hour left of the 3 that I said. Like it's literally just like, okay, like you just catch yourself and then like just like, okay, I'll just do as like I'll just, what do you call it,
Yeah, get back the hours that you just lost.
Yeah.
And do it there. Yeah.
you pick it up the other day.
Yeah. And I think with that, like another thing to mention about planning is like rewarding yourself after it. I feel like that's a really good kind of cycle. You do work and you feel like you don't want to do it, but then after, you know, rewarding yourself, it kind of makes you inclined to do it again, if you
Yeah.
you get what I mean. Yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure there's some psychology to that as well, but I
Isn't
forgot
it like
from it.
positive reinforcement?
Oh,
So, like,
yeah.
honestly, because you don't want to do it, but you have like you have like a little
Motivating
reward at the end
factor.
of it.
Yeah.
You kind of like get motivated to do it. So I get what you're saying, BZ. I get what you're saying. I think that's really good. Sometimes people don't celebrate the small wins.
You know, so I was doing negative reinforcement, but it's like at the long run, it's not nice. So like just like
Yeah.
positive reinforcement, I think is better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although just even doing one thing is definitely something you should celebrate about. Celebrate the small wins, guys. It's
Mhm.
really important because it helps keep your mood up and like it keeps you motivated to do achieve your goals. And like personally, like sometimes there are things that happen, like you don't know what's gonna happen in a day. So this like it's more like you shouldn't focus on the things you can't control in what happens in a day, but you should focus on the things you can control in terms of disciplining yourself. So say for example, like you were on your phone, I was on my phone maybe 2 hours that day. Maybe I should limit the amount of time I spend on my phone or on my devices so that I can focus more on setting or achieving my goal.
Or
which
like
is
what Sister BZ said, just like completely like get rid of your phone, put it somewhere else.
just do with the
Uninstall
distraction
the
somewhere
apps.
else already.
Mhm.
Yeah, so definitely, yeah, because that makes sense. Like what BZ said, just remove the distraction altogether. And then you're basically saying that like keep yourself accountable and just make it up the next day. Like don't beat yourself up to it.
Yeah, don't beat yourself up like and don't be like, oh, if I didn't, I'm gonna like not relax for 3 hours like today because I didn't do the 3 hours of study. Just like just be like, okay, like tomorrow then like this is not gonna happen again. I will like do the time like I was supposed to do today, like that day basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, with planning and like discipline, we have to remember that there's like a healthy version of like
Yes, yes,
discipline. Like you
definitely.
can't just hate yourself right after not getting something done. So definitely finding that balance and just remembering that it's not really the end of the world. So like that's something that everyone should take home really. Everything that
Everybody, yeah, everybody's got like days that like they're kind of like they're not their best, but it's really doing as much as you can basically, even though like you're not at your best.
Mhm.
Definitely. Even doing is something like it's better than doing nothing. Just doing something is better than doing nothing. So even just putting in any amount of work into your goal, that's perfectly fine. That's okay. Even if you don't hit the target you want that day, you can always hit that target on a different day. Or maybe because your target's too big, maybe it's time to reevaluate your targets and try and set more achievable targets for yourself so that you don't find that you can't hit the target suddenly and then suddenly it's affecting your mood, your emotions negatively that day. So definitely something that you could probably like, or we could all like try and do is like reevaluate if you need to reevaluate something.
Yeah, definitely. Because those like long-term goals, obviously, you're not gonna hit it in a day, right? So it's definitely you're right. Like you need to manage them into like maybe smaller tasks to help yourself out, right? Yeah, I think that's definitely really good.
But yeah, so in terms of like our topic on the thumbnail, plan. I know there is an acronym on the thumbnail. Is I think prepare, learn, and note. So how do you think? How do you think we should apply this, like in what you want, what we want to achieve? Sorry, what we want to achieve. So how would we prepare, learn, and note for our goals?
Yeah, like I guess so we're starting with prepare, right? So I guess there's like research that needs to go into it. If, for example, if you're preparing for like a future job opportunity, obviously you need to like research what goes into it, like what maybe qualifications you need, I guess, if we're going that route. And maybe like outlining a strategy, I guess I'd like to say.
Yeah.
Maybe, by that strategy, I mean like literally that can just be putting your phone away for 2 hours and getting that done. And then the next one is learn, right? So learn, you could take this in both ways, I guess, like learning from your mistakes, or learning as in gaining the skills that you need to achieve that,
Yes.
right? And then a note, I guess, self-explanatory, perhaps just noting down what your goal is, and the end, what you plan to see for yourself. Yeah, what do you guys think?
I agree. So like, preparing, you obviously, to do a goal, you need to start somewhere, and that somewhere is thinking about what goes into that goal in the first place. So like what you said, you're going to prepare. If, say for example, one of your goals is I don't know, making it up the career ladder, like progressing up the career ladder, then you're gonna have to prepare like what kind of requirements do I need to hit to progress up in the career ladder. Do I have to go do extra qualifications, like you said, or do I have to do like a continuous professional development, or do I have to leave like my job for a different job to get like a higher in that progression? So that works. And then learning is, I think in the same vein as you, BZ, maybe if you need to do your qualifications, then you would definitely do your qualifications. You'll do your research on what qualifications you're gonna do. And then note is like, I think with noting, you should have like a continuous professional development plan for that. Like, we're just gonna use a situation like you're progressing up a career ladder. You'll have like a continuous professional development plan. Like, it's like a little checklist tracker that, oh, I have done this course. I finished this course this day, which will help in my next career progression.
Usually they have attributes anyway. When you like for the qualification, they're like, oh, you need communication, this and this and that. So like to actually get those, you can plan your like activities on that, so you can check those like attributes. Most of the stuff for like job hunting anyway is like they tell you straight up like what qualifications and like attributes that you need, so it makes it easier to plan around that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what about you? Plan, learn, and note. How would you apply that in your goals?
Plan it. Like plan the stuff, like do my research. This is just in general.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm saying I'm 5, right? But I gotta clarify, I actually do plan, guys. Like you cannot
I
like
mean, no, 5 is still, you're doing some planning.
Exactly. It's not just a one, as in you don't do
Yeah.
anything at all. Yeah.
it's not possible to do like a lot of like things, like I think, like especially when at work, when you're like, no, don't plan. You need to plan. But anyway, I plan it, I do all my research, and then set it out. And then okay, like if something is like goes completely different from my plan, it's like, okay, like that's the learn part. Like, why did it like go differently this time? Like, for example, if I want like to go this train and I didn't get that train, like, okay, so is it my fault like that I didn't like account for that, or like is it because it's something I couldn't control?
Yeah.
But then after that, like everything like that happened there, like you're like, okay, so next time if I ever do this again, like, okay, so like what am I going to like account for? Am I going to give myself like extra time to do it because of the things, like just to give myself more time in case something else shows up? That's what I do. And then I write it down, and then like especially like when I'm journaling or something like that. And then like just for like future reference in case like I do something like that ever again. Or anything similar, basically. Like everything you've learned.
Yeah, I like how you mentioned journaling, because I feel like journaling is such a good planning mechanism if you were really taking it so seriously, like hour by hour ticking stuff off. I think journaling is such a good way of like keeping yourself organized too, especially if you've got the time to journal everything every day. Like that is definitely such a good habit to have. But
yeah. So like in general speaking, like if we had to summarize our tips and tricks today, so keeping ourselves accountable, that's one tip we've kind of talked about. So maybe you can tell a friend, a loved one, a classmate, colleague your goal, and then they'll help you like stay accountable and keep you on track of your goals. If you have any distractions, or if you're somebody who is easily distracted by things going on in your environment or your devices per se, then you can maybe limit the time or just do with the distraction altogether. Also use visual notes, sticky notes, bulletin boards.
Write it down.
Your
Yeah.
goals. Make
So,
them
yeah.
smart targets, so achievable, measurable. You can do them in the time that you need to do them. And
Right,
also,
yeah.
also if it doesn't go to plan, don't worry, don't beat yourself up. It always happens. Like there's no need to worry about it too much. You can always just
focus on what you can do now, like
Yeah.
instead of the thing that you didn't do. Like, okay, what can I do like next, like to actually like help myself.
Mhm.
Also, like with writing stuff down, like so you don't have to do the remembering, like the writing, you wrote it down, so like it's there to remember for you.
Yeah. But I love the topic discussion. I mean, we have so much more to say.
Yeah. And I'd like to mention celebrate the small wins. I think that one is such an underrated motivating factor that goes into like planning your goals. So yeah. I definitely agree with everything you've said. Yeah.
But anyway, that was a really good topic discussion. We talked about so much. Actually, don't want to talk more, but there's loads of things that we need to move forward to. So we're just gonna go through the YouTube shout outs just really quickly before we move on to our station break. So I'm just gonna have a look really quickly. So I have you found any Elora? Because I have a shout out from Brother Seth Hebrew. Let me just see what it says. Happy viewing from #Heathrow, local congregation of Heathrow.
Brother David Rubik says happy watching everybody, #Heathrow.
Who else?
Scrolling so much.
Brother, we've got a shout out from Brother Sean Gamboa. What else? So nice to see so many brothers tuning in. We've got other comments. So I have one from Sister Christina Hebrew. Greetings to Brother Mike Bautista and family. #Heathrow.
Brother Jose Sokau Jr., Brother Joboy. Happy watching to all brethren for the local of Norwich District of Britain South.
Quick shout out to from Sister Lana Domingo. Hi, Sister Isabella. Hi, Sister Laura. Hi, Sister Lana. Nice to see you here today. What else?
Sister like Norma Williams.
Yep.
From happy weekend to all beloved ministers and brethren all over the world. #Cardiff Wales, Britain North. Sister Evelyn Butal. Is that how you pronounce it? I'm sorry. Happy watching INCRadio United Kingdom from Milton Keynes, GWS of Britain, District of Britain South. Brother Michael Bautista, greetings from sunny Heathrow, Britain South.
Quick one from Sister Cheryl Boado. Happy viewing from sunny London. From #Glasgow, K2000, and from Kalihi, Hawaii Pacific. Alson Abela Sr. Happy viewing to all brethren all over the world. Whoa, someone from Hawaii. That's so nice.
Brother Edison Lim, watching from Norwich. Shout out to my daughter Eloise Lim.
Ooh, and then we have a shout out from Sister Nicole. Yeah, from the local congregation of Norwich. Yeah, Norwich. And I think that's it for our YouTube comments.
There's one more. Sister Susan Ecaldre, shout out for Bristol GWS. Happy viewing from local of Newport, Wales. Okay. So up next is our station break. We will be playing an INC original music video titled I Have You, which was performed in the INC EU 50th anniversary celebration. So stay tuned and we'll be right back.
This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
With the stress and
INCRadio United Kingdom Satellite Studio. So before we keep going, we are gonna continue reading some of the YouTube comments.
So we have a shout out from brother. Let me just see. I can't read it. I've lost it now. Okay. Here. Brother, we got a shout out from brother Sean Gamboa. Greetings, Paul brethren. Shout outs to all from Romford and South End group worship service. Hashtag Romford, hashtag South End GWS, hashtag Britain South.
Brother Johnny says, prepare, learn, and note. Interesting topic and fun play of words. Hello from Southern Africa. Good way to break down what needs to be done when planning. We have Sister Rose Cariaga. Happy viewing po from local Notting Hill.
And who else? We've got a shout out from Sister Magdalena Rigor. Shout out to all CEBSI team. Hashtag Battersea Britain South. And who else? We've got a shout out from Brother Arjan Dizon. Hashtag Camberwell.
Sister Christine Joyce Dasalia. One of our hosts, our INCRadio hosts, actually. Greetings to everybody tuning into INCRadio UK. Happy Sunday, everybody. Hashtag Cardiff, Wales. Hashtag Britain North.
We've got a shout out from Brother Zam Mejurada. Happy watching. Hashtag Wimbledon. And a shout out from Brother Emmanuel Analves. Greetings to all the viewers worldwide from Norwich. And have you found anything else?
Brother Winston Laksamana from Cardiff says, we can only plan, but God gives success. So always pray and include God for any plans in life. Which is like,
that's a
very
really
good message.
One.
Yeah,
that's
I
a
agree.
great message. Yo. Okay, so we have another shout out from Brother Joseph Dalumpinas. Shout out from the local congregation of Newport, Wales. That's my dad.
Sister
Shout out to
Eva,
my dad.
Sister Eva Marie. I'm so sorry if I absolutely
Kraus.
destroy your name, Kraus. Sister Eva Marie Kraus. Hashtag Hamburg, Germany.
Shout out from the district of Central Europe. And we have a shout out from Sister Vanessa Laksamana.
Watching from hashtag Cardiff. Hello to all brethren around the world.
Okay. And I think that's it. We have a Braille Inandan, hashtag Romford, Nympha Divina, hashtag Romford, Joanne E, hashtag Romford. So many brethren watching us from all over the United Kingdom. It's super nice to see you all. Thank you for all of your support for us today. So we're just going to move on to our CFO in action, so Christian Family Organization in action. So this is just our
highlights,
where we highlight activities
around like the districts.
Yeah. So first off, for our activity is from the District of Britain South. We have had the CMDPS Health Convention. So for those who are unaware of what CMDPS means, CMDPS stands for Christian Medical Dental Paramedical Society. And so these and the brethren from the CMDPS all gathered together in one area, which looks like a convention hall, where they did like a seminar. So we've had healthcare professionals, those especially in the healthcare, mental health care field as well. They had a seminar where they talked about health in general. I think it shows on the videos in like health convention. And they've also had loads of freebies. I can see on the table, there's loads of freebies for the brethren who attended the convention. And you can see some brethren all participated in this. And we also had their children in areas where they were also doing their own activities, which is related to health as well. So yeah, so you can see them posing for pictures. I see very familiar faces. This Brother Darwin, shout out to Brother Darwin, who also had the talk for that seminar. And what else? I think that's it. And yeah, that's it. So our next activity is the Stratford Art Appreciation. So the brethren from the local congregation of Stratford, so these are all the brethren. I think it was a joint CFO activity. So the members from the Buklod, Kadiwa, and Binhi. For those not aware of what those all mean, so Buklod, that's brethren in the church who are married. Kadiwa are brethren in the church who are 18 years and above, who are not married. And we have the Binhi, which are the younger brethren in the church that are
Baptized members who are like under
17.
18.
Yeah,
under 18.
17 and under. So yeah, so we can see here from this video, we have members, local congregation of Stratford, all gathering together in an art museum. So they're just visiting the museum, to appreciate the art, which is part of their activity. You can see the brethren all posing in their pictures, especially the CWS, or the Children's Worship Service members. They're all participating in the arts and crafts section, and also this is a really nice learning experience, especially for those who are Binhi and CWS. They get to see different types of art. They get to interact with art itself and just gain a general appreciation for art. So up next for our CFO in action
is our Romford Parents Appreciation and CWS Formal. So brethren from the local congregation of Romford held a Parents Appreciation Day. And you can see that in the video, brethren are the Kadion de Binhi are dedicating their musical performances to their parents. And you can see also them reading out, especially read messages for their parents, which is a good activity to have, which is like to show parents appreciation to parents, and even make their bond stronger.
Yeah, because we can always tell our parents I love you at any time. Also having just these activities where you actually get to physically show your parents your appreciation by in many performances, you're singing and you're dancing, and also having you just talking about like what you appreciate about your parents the most is a great way to connect and bond with your parents.
They also held a CWS formal. So before we keep going, we'd like to acknowledge in the live chat, Brother Harley Alcantara, who says, "Good afternoon, brethren."
Okay.
So up next we have the Norwich Kadiwa Journaling Jumpstart. I think Sister BZ knows the journaling jumpstart because she has been part of the activity. So you could see on the screen the brethren right personalizing their own journals with stickers and art supplies. And to encourage them to start, as it says, journaling jumpstart, to encourage them to start journaling. And Sister BZ, what would you say was the best part of that activity?
So my favorite part of the activity was definitely discussing with everyone what our goals were. So it's definitely in tune to our planning this talk right now. It was really fun. And I really liked hearing what everyone was planning for the future. And we got to write them down in our notebooks, as you can see. And obviously we were just decorating them and making them look really cute to motivate us, having it there on the table. But yeah, it was a really fun activity.
Yeah, especially like you said, journaling, even just not even outside of planning, it's just a good way to literally express yourself, or just it's a good way to slow down your thoughts and think about what you're writing. Especially with your plans, it instead of just having it in your head, you're okay, actually you have a more deliberate I'm thinking process of it. Okay, if I want this, I'm gonna go do this, and the steps you're gonna take for it.
Yeah, it's really nice to get them started early too. Not just because journaling is about writing, it also helps them foster creativity. They can get really creative with how they decorate their journals.
Yeah, I've seen it online, people put their journals on on videos, and then they have different decorations and everything. Is really cool. Okay, so before
so we're just gonna go through our YouTube comments. We're just gonna do big shout outs again. So just another big shout out to Brother Harley Alcantara, who said, "Good afternoon, brethren. Very nice to see you, Brother Harley. Thank you for tuning in for today." Another shout out to Sister Lani King from the local congregation of Battersea. It's nice to see you, Sister Lani. Thank you for tuning in to us every single Sunday. So we have another shout out from Brother Nonilon Lucero. Happy viewing, hashtag Cardiff, Wales. And who else? Let's see. Another shout out from Brother Michael Bautista. Hashtag Heathrow, hashtag Britain South. What else? Have you found any? Shout out from Sister Nicole again. Hello, everyone. Shout out from the local congregation of Norwich. And who else? Shout out from Ken Noel. Happy viewing from the local congregation of Notting Hill. My shout out from Joseph Dalumpinas. Shout out to Brother Winston Laksamana, Kajun Dasaya, Brother Nonilon Lucero from the local congregation of Cardiff, and shout out to Ka Jason, who is our resident minister for the local congregation of Newport
In Cardiff.
and Cardiff.
Yeah.
Okay. So, just ways to connect and view our live programs. So you can tune in to INCRadio via the iglesianicristo.net. So that's on www.iglesianicristo.net/INCRadio. You can also watch us on
On our YouTube channel under INCRadio DZEM 954, and you can join us in the live chat feature, and you can subscribe to it as well so you can get notifications, and also like hit that the notification bell, so every time we go live that you get notified so you can join. And we also have our applications via iOS and Android. We have the apps there, so if you want to join our shows there. So any shout outs?
So any shout outs and greetings? VZ, have you got any shout outs and greetings?
I have quite a few. So I'd like to shout out my family, and it's my parents' wedding anniversary today. So they're 21 years married today. And I'd like to shout out as well Sister Evelyn and son from Norwich as well, because it was their wedding anniversary 2 days ago too. I'd like to shout out my Norwich family. So Atilana, Ati Nicole, Sister Niela, the Modongs, the Analbas family, the Sokaus, and the Opeñas. Thank you all for watching and supporting. Makes me feel very happy. And I'd also like to shout out Brother Moy and his family from the locale of Glasgow, Scotland.
Okay, so congratulations to your parents, by the way. 21 years. Yo.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Big milestone. So yeah, that's from Sister BZ. Have you got any shout outs, Elora?
Shout out to my family. Sister Joseph. Sorry, Brother Joseph. Sister Wilma. To the Dasalia family, the Laksamana family, to all of the INCRadio hosts in the UK, and also to our resident minister, Brother Jason Elumir, and his family.
Okay, yeah, same for me. Big shout out to my parents watching upstairs. My brother Ivan Dolumpinas. Big shout out to Brother Robin Solis in the local congregation of Colchester. Shout out to the Laksamana family, the Dasalia family. What else? What else? Oh, shout out to our resident minister as well, Brother Jason Elumir, and shout out to our district minister, Brother Anthony Romeo Pena. Okay.
So, any other shout out actually before we go?
We can go through the shout outs really quickly just before we go.
You might miss some.
So I'm gonna have to put it on all messages and scroll all the way up. So a shout out from Geraldine Kalbaya. Hello po, hello din, Sister Idal. Greetings from Singapore. Okay. Shout out from Yana Gabriel Belen. Happy viewing po. Hashtag Romford, hashtag Southend GWS. And what else? Shout out from Sister Christina Heathrow, Britain South. Shout out from Isabel Cabuso, hashtag Norwich. We got any else?
Brother Ivan Piloy, he's always watching. He's from Portsmouth.
Shout out to Tristan Kyle Opeña, hashtag Norwich. And I think that's all I can see at the moment. Have you found anything else, or is that it?
Yeah, that's all I could find. Or I probably yeah. So before we end the show, we'd like to acknowledge first to give acknowledgments first to our executive minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, our CEBSI president and CFO coordinator, Brother Angelo Erano V. Manalo, our INC Media Productions and Section Chief, Brother Montreville Boy, our INC radio station manager, Brother Wally Taray, our district overseeing minister for Britain South, Brother Harley Alcantara, our district overseeing minister for Britain North, Brother Anthony Pena, and the district overseeing minister in Ireland, Brother Pepito Acuesta, and our district CFO overseer, Brother Mark Fel Sereno, and the technical team in the main studio in the Philippines. So before we end this as well, I'm gonna like plug in like Faith and Melody, which is every Monday. Is it Monday to Thursday? British
Tuesday to Friday, PhD. Monday to Tuesday,
Thursday,
UK time.
Monday to Thursday or UK time, which is like 5. It's 5 p.m. or 4 p.m. 4 p.m.
Yeah, 12 in the morning for Philippines. But yeah, once again, this is INCRadio United Kingdom Satellite Studio. Up next is INCRadio Italy North Satellite Studio. Take care, everyone. Thank you for watching us today, and we hope to see you again next week's show. Bye.